Hello, hello, just Gem here and welcome, or indeed welcome back to my channel. My voice is a bit deeper than normal because it's quite early on a Sunday morning, so I apologise for that. That should hopefully rectify itself over time. I am filming a Pride look today, and this is part of a collab with a group of rather lovely people that I'm doing over on Instagram, and I thought it could be quite fun to film. I have a very basic idea in my mind of the kind of look I want to do, but I've deliberately tried not to be sort of too prescriptive in my mind to avoid disappointment. While I'm fairly decent at makeup these days, I don't necessarily have a great deal of artistic flair, so let me not think too big and disappoint myself. I am thinking one eye is going to be red, orange, yellow, and the other one's going to be green, blue, purple. What a surprise. But I mean, that's the flag. Like, I'm not just making this up. I have my Stacey Marie, I've got all this paraphernalia in front of me. The palettes I have in front of me to create this are my BPerfect Carnival XL Pro palette. And that's the collab with Stacey Marie, so that's what that looks like on the inside. And then I also have, to add a bit of pizzazz, my Lightwork 5, which is looking very washed out there, and my Lightwork 6, which is looking equally washed out. I'll start with the Carnival XL, which I will not be holding up because it's quite a big palette. I like this palette actually. It's kind of like your typical rainbow, but it does obviously have some neutrals. So I've taken, well, I've said I'm not going to hold it up, I'll hold it up briefly just to show you. So obviously this is very, very colourful, but then I really like that you've got these two columns on the end where you can do a neutral look if you want to. You can just mix it all up across. Then you've got these three highlighters. I think I've just used them as shadows in the past. I don't really use those as highlighters. I'm thinking, I can't remember how much I like the yellow in here, and I don't remember, I didn't know how best to prime my eyes for this look. I've basically just put foundation on and then concealer all around my eye area so that the powders have got something to stick to. So I haven't primed in the usual way with like gloss gods. I don't know if I should put that on the top, or I don't want to. I'll leave it at this. I think concealer will do. I'm not after longevity, I just want it to stick. So I'll start with the yellow in here called Keen, and I have picked up Made by Mitchell ME, no, not ME11, it's normally the ME11, but it's not today, it's the ME10 I picked up today. So I did have in my mind that I would perhaps use a shimmer for my yellow, for the very reason that I don't have many yellows that I like. I don't know if I just, is it excessive to dip into another palette just for the yellow? Quite possibly. Or do I just use a gold as my yellow? There's Fortune right underneath. See, it doesn't look horrendous, but there are better yellows. I have better yellows. And it's totally experimental here. I've just dipped my finger into Fortune from BPerfect, which I think might be a bit too gold. No, okay, that's pretty cool. And this does not need to be neat. Excuse me, this is not about being neat at all. At all, at all, at all. In fact, I'm gonna take it right up. I'm just gonna put it everywhere. So that's Fortune. And then, oh, Fierce is cool. Yeah, I'm going all over the place, guys. I'm just saying, right, this is Fierce from Lightwork That's nice. Lightwork 5 this is. And then I had this idea of the red being right in the corner but then kind of taking over my face and becoming the blush, and then doing the other side with the purple. I don't know how this is going to look in practice, but that's the theory. That's the grand idea. There isn't really a red shade in either of the Lightwork palettes. And then we've got Inferno in the Carnival. Probably need a bigger brush for this. Where's my actual blush brush? I don't know about this. I feel like this is going to end up looking incredibly messy. But I didn't want neat. Should I use... there is a red shimmer called Valentine in here. I don't know if that looks just bonkers, but at the same time I kind of like it. I don't know, I think with some mascara and some liner this could look kind of cool. Then for the under eye, I've just picked up my Refer number 3 and gone into Valentine. And then go into, it was Fierce I went into, wasn't it, from Lightwork 5. That hasn't picked up very much, I might have to wet that. Yeah, 100% gonna have to wet that. I don't know if I want to get wet liners involved. That might be a step too far. This is the orange that's in Lightwork 6 I've just dipped into. And then Fortune. And then I almost feel like for both sides, do I have a nice silver? Oh, there's Invincible in here. It's quite a chunkster. Yeah, Invincible would work for what I have in mind. It's just quite chunky. We'll come back to Invincible when I've done the rest of my face, I think. Now, I don't know if I do orange and yellow sort of powder underneath to carry this through. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna try it. So this is Lit in the BPerfect palette. Hopefully this is one of those things where it comes together a bit more once I've done the other side. So it's looking a bit out there at the moment. But let's repeat this process on the other side and see if it looks a little less out there. Let's see. I don't know. It's only makeup, it washes off. So then it's green. Okay, so we've got a really, that's a nice green, and oh yeah, we're using that. That's from Lightwork 6. So I actually just take this one out so I can tell you what the shade name is. So that green there is called, no, that's not on there. I'm getting mixed up with this and Pastel Dream. On Pastel Dream they are on the back of these, but on here they're not. I'm going to say that green is called Higher. So I double check the pan underneath. No, it's called Gleaming. It's called Gleaming, and I've just lost my light And I need that, I actually do need that light. Well, I'm going to have to pause momentarily because I need that light, because you can see it's very dark. I know this is a bit all over the place here, but it's because I'm using 3 palettes. But I just thought that before I continued, I would show you the shades that I've mentioned, rather, because I don't want to keep holding this up. So Keen is the yellow matte that I've dipped into, and then Fortune underneath is the gold shimmer that I used to kind of, because I didn't like Keen basically and I wanted more intensity. I have used Lit, that's the orange I've used, and I have used these 2 reds here, so the matte and the shimmer. The matte is Inferno and the shimmer is Valentine. From Lightwork 5, I've used Fierce. So Fierce is my orange shade, and that's this one right here. Just to give you a recap, because I know for a while I'm not going to want to do 3 palettes in the corner. Two I think is my limit. Three is pushing it. So now we're going to do the green, blue, purple side. I also don't have a purple blush, so I think Wasted is going to get used in here. Green is going to be, should I lay down a matte green just to kind of see? So let's pick up my Refa number 1, and the matte green I'm going to use is the Hype. So the matte green, is it that one there? The Hype, is that the one I'm pointing? Yeah, that's the Hype there that I'm going to use. For the blue, I might use Making Waves. I think that would be good if I'm using blue from here. And then the purple, Wasted, this one right here. Let's start with the Hype. If I recall correctly, because I have used this to do a rainbow look in the past, it was really only the yellow that I wasn't too keen on. Everything else I was quite happy with. See, I mean, look at that green. That's beautiful. I mean, I'm taking this right up. I am going to put the green shimmer in, but I was almost curious to see what I thought of this. But this is actually a really nice green. I like this a lot. The blue, I think I said Making Waves. I don't know if that's deep enough. Actually, it's quite light in the pan, but I think on my skin tone it should be perfect. Yeah. Should we get those involved now, the shimmers? That's the green. Like on reflection, it's more, I think it's because I didn't like the yellow matte, but I quite like this effect here where I've carried the matte right up to my brow, and then now I'm kind of carrying I've got the shimmer on, but I haven't gone quite as high, so it's not going to, the style's not going to match. Do I redo that eye to match? It's because the yellow sucks, basically. The yellow in this sucks. But I just didn't want to get a 4th palette involved. Now the blue from Danessa. Do I go with Strong? So there's Strong from 5. Oh, that's pretty. I don't know if that's a bit deep. And then there's this one here. Should we swatch that one? This is Fluid. Makes sense for a blue shade to be called Fluid. Oh, I don't know which one. They are very different. I think Strong from Lightwork 5. That's nice. Yeah. That's nice. And definitely not about being neat here. Let's get the purple involved. How much can I clean off of that? Because I don't... my refer number 4. I could do with a backup. I think they're changing their model now, aren't they? So I think going forward their brushes are going to be full price. I don't think they'll be doing sales in the way they've been doing them before. Ooh, that's. This is my refer 15. Oh, that's a lovely purple. I don't know if I use a little bit of that purple. Shall I? Shall I put a little bit? It worked quite nicely having a red shimmer. Carried down. Okay, now I can pick up my refer number 4 again and build out that blush. Back into the Hype, which is that green, and we're just gonna dab it along underneath, like so. Get rid of that pigment, and then we're going to do the same with Making Waves. This will do. This is a random Lamora Precise shader, and I'm now going to go into all of those shimmers and run it underneath. And there we go. I'm trying to decide what I want to do for my lip. Part of me wants a bright red lip. I had this idea of maybe doing a black lip, but now I think I want bright red. I'm going to do that silver that I wanted. Where is my trusty detailer brush I like to use for this? I'm going to wet it because I know that the silver from Lightwork 5 is quite chunky. Invincible. I think that's alright. I think I was after a bit more intensity in that silver, but this works. Yeah, I like that. I might ask the group what they're thinking. Bright red. Apparently I was having so much fun experimenting with colours and delving into my little box of random stuff, I forgot I was filming a YouTube video. I had genuinely got to a point where I had almost forgotten to come back and show you my look. I've finished things off, as you can see. I went with a nudie lip because I thought there's a lot going on here, and I thought let me carry on with the fact that there's a lot going on here, and for the first time in quite literally years I've put on false lashes. Who am I? But I remembered that I had these. I'll zoom you in a moment, but these are black lashes with rainbow tips, and I thought if I can't use them in this look today, then when can I, really? I picked them up for $2.99 at TK Maxx randomly. I thought I'll use them one day, thinking you're never going to use those, and look, one day it's here. I'm finished, guys. This is it. I'm trying to think what else I've done. I've lined my lip with a brown lip liner from NYX Cosmetics, and I've gone in with the Say Lip Blur in the shade Modern, and I've topped that with the corresponding gloss. Glossy Bounce in the shade Dip. So I haven't rocked this combo for a while, and I thought if I was going to keep it simple, this would be a good shout. And this is what the group suggested, so that's what I've gone with. And I think this is good. I think black would have been a bit much. Red would have probably detracted from the eyes, And I was thinking brown could have worked. I could have gone with the nudie brown. That also would have been okay. And then what else have I done? I mean, most of it I did do on camera, and then I have added a bit of Monarch just for a bit of extra bling on the cheek there. So I think that goes quite nicely on both sides. I think you can see it more on this side. Maybe I've just been a bit heavier handed on this side. The Monarch highlighter from Nimya. I'm really liking this. I don't know if they go on sale again. Like, I don't need more blush. This isn't blush, this is highlighter. I don't need more highlighter at all. I've got highlighter coming out my ears now because I might have bought more of those NYX Buttermelt highlighters. Oops. TikTok is mean. TikTok, it bullies me into spending my money because it reduces all the things that I kind of want to buy anyway. So when I already kind of want them and then TikTok puts them on sale, I feel like I have no choice. I have no willpower and ability to say no when it comes to makeup. Other areas I'm quite happy to say no. When it comes to makeup purchases, I find it very difficult. I'm rambling. I'm very excited now. I've had some coffee. And I'm really happy with how this has turned out. So I'm going to zoom you in. So can you see it? I think you can see the tips better on this eye than you can on this eye. I feel like it blends in a bit more. I've zoomed you in quite close, but I think that's decent eyelash application. For someone who doesn't do this very often, I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad. I'll close my eyes for you as well so you can see. I probably should have gone in again with my eyeliner, my black eyeliner, but this works, and I don't want to keep going and adding to the point where it just ends up looking a bit haphazard, which I think you could get away with it with a look like this, but I think let me quit while I'm ahead. And I was going to incorporate some wet liners, but again I think this is plenty. I think this is plenty. But I don't know, I've got this idea of doing like little white stars. Should I do it? It's Pride Month, it's Pride Month. I also do have to be somewhere, so I'm torn between washing this off before I go out and keeping it on and just rocking it. Just rocking it. I don't think I could rock it with the white stars though. That would be a lot. I really want to do. I think I'm going to have to redo this look again, and then I'm going to have to incorporate the white stars with a wet liner. I just think it could look quite cool. Just not many, just like a couple, like dotted there. I think that could look quite cool. But yeah, this is a finished look, and I have asked the members of the group and everyone who's participated. I think everyone has said I can share their looks, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to share a little montage of everyone's looks at the end of the video. I've already seen a few of them. They look really good. They look really, really good. I'll zoom you out now and say goodbye and get on with the rest of my day. I'm not going to list everyone who's in the group because inevitably I'll forget someone and then I'll kick myself for having forgotten someone. So I'm not going to list anyone, but after, when I'm editing, I'll put everyone's name in. I'll probably put the montage together and I'll put everyone's names by their shot so you know who they are. I've enjoyed this. This has brightened up my mood. It's brightened my day. I feel like it's invigorated me a bit. I was too tired to do it yesterday, and while I was tired this morning, I'm glad that I've got up and I've done it, because that's been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Let me know what you think of this look, and happy Pride Month once again. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I mean, I wouldn't say this has been remotely useful at all, but I think it's been fun. As always, thank you for taking time to watch, and hopefully I'll see you again in a video in the not too distant future. Take care. Bye. So back into that. Oh, good lord. YouTube video. I genuinely, I don't know what, I was just kind of, I genuinely got